What if the next great Souls-like let you swap steel for feathers and fear? Wuchang, Fallen Feathers opens on the kingdom of Shu, gripped by a sickness that twists citizens into nightmarish birdfolk. You arrive as Wuchang, ex-soldier, wandering swordswoman, determined to trace the plague back to its source before it unmakes the realm, and perhaps your own humanity. From the opening cut to the first ambush in a lantern-lit alley, the game wastes no time establishing mood. Oboes wail over distant gongs, lanterns sputter in monsoon winds, and a single crow call echoes like an omen. 5 minutes in, you've already watched 3 villagers burst into feathered abominations, and realized your sword alone won't save everyone. The tone is bleak yet strangely invigorating, a promise that every risk carries the possibility of revelation and even beauty. The plague, simply called feathering, spreads not through crystal clear exposition but environmental storytelling. Crumbling, wanted posters show half-finished sketches of infected fugitives. Priests whisper about ancestral sins as they paint wards on temple doors. A quarantined waterfront market still echoes with ghostly vendor calls, while feather litter drifts across empty stalls. By refusing to spoon-feed answers, the game hooks you into active investigation. Each side alley detour might reveal a diary page, a broken charm, or an NPC on the brink of transformation begging for deliverance. These microstories pile up into a lore mosaic far richer than the usual ancient curse cliché. Curiosity becomes its own navigational tool, coaxing you away from the main road and into forgotten shrines where enemies and truths strike hardest. Combat wears its inspiration on its sleeve. Think Bloodborne speed blended with Nioh's forward pressure, yet small tweaks make it feel new. Dodges grant extra long invincibility frames, encouraging you to weave through claws instead of retreating, land a flawless roll, string together a 10-hit chain, or parry a projectile, and you'll feed Skyborn Might, the game's answer to mana. Because the meter fills fast, aggression becomes the safest path. Turtling drains stamina and invites punishment, while reckless momentum showers you with resources. It's a philosophy etched into every enemy animation, lunging spears, layered feints, and unnervingly quick recovery times. Punish passivity. The game teaches you, through necessity, to stay in the pocket with blades flashing. Skyborn Might feels less like a special bar and more like an extension of your heartbeat. Spend 2 charges to whip up Razorwind Crescents, dump 4 for a screen-wide Phoenix Dive that turns lesser foes into loot fountains. Weapons each come with bespoke finishers. Axes detonate in a shockwave, spears shoot fractal feathers, twin blades create cyclone prisons. Because energy recharges almost as fast as you can empty it, special moves integrate seamlessly into basic combos. The result is rhythmic, dodge, slash, finish, repeat, every loop punctuated by particle-rich flourishes that never overstay their welcome. Yet each burst nudges the madness gauge upward, reminding you that power never arrives unburdened. Madness is the game's dark mirror, a mechanic that dangles strength at the cost of safety. Slay human enemies, execute stealth takedowns, or suffer a grisly death, and Crimson Fog creeps into Wuchang's eyes. High madness boosts damage by up to 30%, but it also shreds defense and distorts audio cues with disorienting echoes. Hit the cap, and a crimson armored demon materializes at your death spot. Defeat it to reclaim lost essence and earn a rare crafting gem. Fail, and your hard-won currency vanishes. This risk-reward loop adds tension to routine corpse runs, transforming what is usually busy work into a meaningful gamble. Character growth is approachable yet deep. The skill tree splits into 5 branches: strength, vitality, precision, arcana, and weapon mastery, each terminating in signature perks. Invest in weapon mastery spear column, for instance, and every spear you touch gains extra reach, new combo enders, and a 10% chance to inflict bleed. Crucially, upgrades apply to an entire weapon class rather than a single item. Find a legendary glaive 2 hours later, it inherits every improvement instantly. This philosophy frees you to experiment, swapping from brutal hammers to rapid twin blades without that familiar fear of starting from scratch. After a linear prologue through plague-ridden streets, Shu blossoms into a web of districts, cliffside monasteries where monks chant for salvation, flooded rice terraces stalked by amphibious horrors, and a rebel-held armory crackling with stolen fireworks. Each major zone loops back on itself with elevators, collapsing bridges, and dragon-carved doorways unlocked from the far side. With no formal map, you navigate by memory, left at the sunken bell, up the ivy wall, across the lantern bridge. The design rewards spatial awareness. Unlock a rooftop shortcut and you'll skip 3 mini-boss patrols on future runs, saving both time and scarce healing cells. Rather than flood you with titans every 10 minutes, Wuchang spaces its major encounters like exclamation points. By the time you've faced a Crimson Rock, you've heard its screech echo across multiple zones, building dread long before the arena door slams shut. The fight itself shifts between air and ground phases, demanding mid-battle adaptation. Not every boss is colossal. A late-game duel against the masked herald strips away spectacle, focusing on precision parries and a candlelit dojo. The diversity keeps fatigue at bay and ensures each victory lands with weight, especially when fallen bosses drop armor sets that mirror their themes. If recent Souls-likes turned into boss rush marathons, Wuchang rebalances the scales. Regular zones bristle with ambushes, hidden mages that snipe from balconies, undead that respawn until you shatter plague monoliths, and giant parasitic blooms that flood tunnels with poison pollen. Checkpoints, Dragon Bell shrines appear sparingly, sometimes forcing 20-minute gauntlets. Frustrating? Occasionally. But traversal difficulty breathes life into exploration. Cracking a tricky side path may reveal a forgotten talisman that halves madness buildup, or a shopkeeper selling ornate robes scraped from boss remains. These rewards make every detour feel consequential rather than disposable. On paper, expanded dodge windows sound forgiving, yet optional red aura challenges, elite enemies that invade your world, satisfy hardened veterans. Performance impresses across the board, 60 FPS at ultra settings on mid-range GPUs, minimal loading screens, and a 50GB footprint that feels miraculous next to modern behemoths. Quality of life shines too, fully rebindable keys, colorblind filters, and an offline mode for solo purists. Wuchang Fallen Feathers doesn't rewrite the Souls formula, but its Quicksilver combat, thoughtfully tangled level design, and mythic Feather Plague aesthetic make it the first surprise gem of the crowded Souls-like season. If Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree left you hungry for more danger and maybe a touch less punishment, Shu's gates stand open. So will you chase the cure through midnight forests and sky-piercing pagodas, or let madness clip your wings before the journey truly begins? So what do you think? Is this a game you think you may want to play? The graphics look amazing and the combat feels immersive. Leave a comment below, I checked them all, even the petty ones. And with that, I'm out. Peace.